Oh yeah. Here we go. I had a wild hair last night, so I plucked it, and then I came up with an idea. I wonder if anyone has put the Doritos coffee through a Moka pot. I'm going to assume nobody ever has. So I'm pretty excited to potentially be the first one, at least the first one to put it on YouTube. That's not true. It doesn't really matter. I'm curious though. I want to see how this wonderful smelling coffee handles the Moka pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up to the tip. I'm going to smooth it out. I probably shouldn't have put it in there yet. Ugh, that was dumb. I'm going to give it a tamp to smooth it out, and then I'm going to add some more. I'm going to give it a tamp to smooth it out, and I'm going to add some more. I think that should be plenty. Should be plenty of coffee, I think. It pours really nicely from this bag. That should be plenty, I would think. You can either overheat it or underheat it. I think I'm underheating it. Had a cookie delivery yesterday via the mail. A trans Girl Scout was raising money for her troop to go to the Toledo Zoo, and she lived in Michigan. So Matt bought cookies, and now we have Thin Mints, which are amazing, and Tagalongs, peanut butter. Yay! I'm not really into Samoas. Maybe I'll try them again. I haven't had them for a long time. I just remember I didn't like them because I had a long period of time when I didn't like coconut. So maybe they're better. They do have dark chocolate stripes, which is also another turnoff, but yay, Thin Mints. Yay, Thin Mints. Amazing. So enjoy your trip, young lady. I hope you have a good time at the Toledo Zoo. So, we are going to make this Moka pot because it's fun. I've got cold water in here, which is why I can grab it and twist. I've got it filled up to the relief valve. I've put the coffee in, as you've seen. So we're going to put it over here. And we are going to slow go here. We're going to take her down to a small medium heat, and we're just going to let it go. We're going to let it figure itself out. I've got my sugar here so I can grab the first couple of drops that come out, and I can turn that into a nice coffee sugar paste. I've also got some milk here to froth up, to add at the very end. I'm going to taste it naturally, and then we're going to zhuzh it up here. And then we're going to make it delicious. It's incredibly bitter. This method of making coffee makes the coffee really bitter, which is fun to taste, but for me, not fun to drink. So I've got my tiny glass. I believe I watched them do it with a spoon. We will try to, I probably ought to look that video up again, but we're gonna do this the wrong way. I'm pretty sure it's like three tablespoons, or these are not tablespoons. These are the medium-sized spoons. Maybe it's like half of a tablespoon full of sugar down there. And then we're going to add drops of coffee. We need the first couple of drops definitely to get in there to have the concentrate in order to stir everything up really quickly and make a paste. And then we're going to pour the coffee into the paste, and then we're going to stir, and then we're going to put the coffee in here. But before I put the final bit of coffee in here, I'm going to put some in this cup, and we're going to have a little taste after it cools down a little bit. So, I thought I'd gotten all of my rants done over the past 2 days. One creeped up in my head this morning, but I was watching Percy Jackson, the new one. We watched it, we binged it, we watched the whole thing. The new Percy Jackson. Really, really fun, really good. I liked the way it looked. The show was really fun. I liked all of the real world stuff mixed up with all of the created Greek characters. There was a lot of good in that show. The movie, I remember watching. I've never read the books. I know there are books, but I've never read the books. The movie from a couple of years ago. I also really like that movie. I like the second movie. I really like the Cyclops, the young man that played the Cyclops. He reminded me of a young Brendan Fraser, who is also still amazing, has been for years and continues to be. And I hope that young man is still acting. I don't know if he is or not. He was in heavy makeup, and I've not looked up his name. But hopefully he's still doing things. But there's this trope, and it's an ongoing trope, and it's been a trope for dozens of years in movies, and it just annoys me. It's the kid gets bullied for years. Kid finally gets tired of being bullied for years. Kid finally does something about bully, whether it's yell at the bully with all of their pent-up rage, whether it's push the bully, or whether it's, after being hitting them back and they fall on their ass. And then suddenly the teacher that knows that all of that has been going on for years, but has ignored it completely, turns around and sees the young person that has been tortured for years do something back, and then that child gets in trouble. It's infuriating. It just is. And I know it's just a trope, and I know it's just a movie, but the whole thought that, and then you don't see what happens to the bully. The bully gets shuffled away, and now it's all about the punishment for the young man. What are we going to do with you? In the case of Percy, spoilers, I guess. You should go watch the movie, or the TV show. It's really good on Disney, but kind of spoilery. If you know the story of Percy Jackson, he starts seeing the monsters that and magical creatures that live within everything, because he's becoming the demigod. So he starts seeing all of these things, and he draws them, and then the teachers being disparaging about his amazing drawings. And that's another thing. I'm watching Miss Marvel. I got through episode 2 last night. The whole thing where, these people are making these amazing drawings, and the teachers are like, why are you doing this nonsense in my class? And the drawings look fantastic, and they've got texture, and they've got depth, and they've got shading, and, the faces are amazing, and somehow they can do hands. It blows my mind that these tropes still exist, and that they're very focused in younger kid movies like that. But, anyway, so Percy is being persecuted. He just is. His entire existence. They say, you're not seeing these things. Stop drawing these things. Get beat up by your bully and don't fight back. And it just, I hate the trope. The trope is horrible. I know we have to get some kind of antagonism going on to facilitate the whole action sequences. But here we go. Okay, so ooh. Okay, I need to grab this. And this is really hot, by the way. Just a little bit. We'll turn the heat back on here in just a second. Just a little bit more, please. Just a little bit more. There we go. Turn you back up. Oh, we're still going. We're still flowing. We're still flowing really well. I may not even have to look at it again. All right, I think that's a really good consistency right there. Anyway, the entirety of my rant is that trope is tired and old, and it is incredibly frustrating for people who have been bullied for an exuberant amount of time and have to watch these poor children who actually have the courage or the wherewithal. Oh yeah, that's a very good consistency, I think. Ooh, off. Okay, you're off now. All right, yeah, we got a full pot of coffee here. Perfect. I guess I didn't turn it all the way off, did I? All right, so all right. I'm gonna get another spoon. I'll leave that in there, I'll get another spoon. Let's give this a little bit of a stir. And get everything all mixed up here. I'm gonna pour a little bit in this cup, and I'm gonna pour the rest of it. I'm gonna pour a little bit into this cup. so I can have myself a taste. I'm going to pour the rest of it in here. Go team. Go team. I'm going to stir this up. Then I'm going to froth up that coffee while we wait for this to cool down here. I guess the problem being, the top of theirs was frothy. I wonder what I did wrong. I'll have to go back and watch the video. I tried to redo it from memory, and that was obviously a mistake. But it was just frothy. Mine is not frothy. Mine is just... Maybe I added too much again? But it's going to taste nice, so whatever. Okay. Derliados, derliados, derliados. Because it sounds like there's a D in there, but there's not a D. There's not a second D in there. It's derliados. And their coffee through a Moka pot. Not as bitter as some of the other ones that I've put through here. Actually, kind of pleasant. Yes. It's actually quite pleasant. Nice. That's fun. Okay, so I screwed that up somehow, and I'm not exactly sure how I did it, but I definitely screwed that up. All right, we're gonna froth up some milk. We're gonna pour in some coffee, and then and this is cold. I did not heat this up. This is cold milk, so it'll cool down. I'm not doing latte art. I'm just adding some froth to a tasty beverage. That's a little disappointing. I'll have to look it up and see what I did wrong. I know I must have done something very heinous incorrectly. And I'm sure if somebody's paying attention, these are great to pour from, aren't they? Pyrex. Someone hopefully will bring it up, but I'll go back and look at the video and we'll reevaluate. Maybe we'll redo it on Tuesday next week. Though, I will say, that's pretty nice. Let's add the rest of you back in here. There we go. All right, let us add this. Our frothy milk. Always fun to watch them do latte art. It just fascinates me. I mean, it looks difficult. I mean, you have to get it underneath the coffee to start with so that you don't disturb the nice surface. And then as it lightens up, you pour all of these designs and it's like, that's really cool. And then they and then it's to go. So they cover it up with a top, which is really kind of sad. This is exciting though. This is my kind of coffee. Ooh, yeah. I mean, all of the sugar, all of that wonderfully frothed up milk, the strength of the Moka pot gives you enough coffee balance in order to keep the coffee flavor, but you've got all of this other, look at that. I like the head on that. That's kind of cool. I like that. Simple milk, sugar, strong coffee. You can't go wrong with that. I really don't think you can go wrong with that. And we'll pour out the rest of the milk here because I don't want to waste too much of it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just bothers that trope. That trope just bothers me. It really, I mean, besides the underlying fact that the person that's getting in trouble more than likely has some kind of superpower and inevitably in the end will make the hero's journey and win and, you know, get the girl or get the boy or get the non-binary individual, you know, and then hello, happy ending. It's just in that point, in that moment, during the whole deal. At the very beginning, where the child is on his last straw, their last straw, because they've been tortured for who knows how long, since they've been such an age. And this still smells like onions, so that's very off-putting. I'm putting that over there. It's just a trope that just drives me insane. And like I said, I understand we have to get to the breaking point of the hero, or heroine, or they are in. I mean, I actually like that. Heroine, hero, they are then. I mean, there then sounds like a mystical hero, to be honest with you. But in my opinion. But yeah, it's just watching that torture, and then somebody finally doing something about it, and then that person getting in charge while the antagonist is being escorted away by their best friends, crying because something was finally done about their horribleness. But now they're being carried away by their friends and they're crying, "Look what he did to me," But then for months, years, what have you been doing to this poor child? There's just no comeuppance. Being pushed in the water, or being yelled at is not comeuppance. That's not a resolution to that conflict. But in the TV shows and in the movies, it is. It is a resolution. That is the last you might see of that character after years of torture. And now they're off to another adventure. There's no... Harry Potter, even though I hate to bring up Harry Potter, I do enjoy the movies. I think it handled it fairly well, where, Harry got that little fat bastard into that snake terrarium. The snake went free, but then the little fat antagonist, little brat, got put into the snake habitat, and then the glass shut behind him. That's a comeuppance. That's a resolution. I mean, he continues to be an antagonist and a horrible person, but you get to see in that very moment in that movie, this is his punishment for the ongoing torture. And being pushed into a fountain and then getting up and cry and being able to cry about it and play the victim, that's not punishment. And it drives me up the wall. So anyway, but that's my rant for today. In the middle of making coffee. Diarios, you were the adventure of a lifetime. I loved our trip to Colombia. It was an adventure. I was very excited to see a coffee farm, and I was not even remotely disappointed. It was an actual joy. And then we had the rest of the trip, and the rest of the trip was fun, and Jose and Daniel were heroes. We're our heroes. And then Matt, holy cow, what a brave man he is, to be honest, to put forth all of this and then follow through with it. And then even in the midst of some, weird happenstances, continuing to power through. And, in the end, we made it. And it was the trip of a lifetime. So, thank you to my husband. Thank you to, Jose and Daniel. Thank you to Diarios Coffee Farm for being wonderful hosts and giving me the best 4 hours. Even though I had to climb a hill. And I never wheezed that much in my entire life. Thank you so much. You are amazing. And even though I screwed up the sugar mixture, the milk just makes it. It just evens everything out. Because it was a little too sugary. And then the coffee was a little too bitter, but then you froth up that milk and you add it here and it adds volume and it adds texture and it just makes everything better. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good weekend. It was wonderful to see you. As always, if you would like to, it's never necessary. I'm just glad you stopped by. But if you want to send a like, maybe even subscribe, go take a look at the old coffee videos. I have a plethora of them, plus a bunch of other videos, Star Trek related stuff. Some where I cleaned off dust off some shelves. I think there's like 37. I want to call them episodes. They're episodes now. That's canon. I have episodes. So I got like 37 episodes of those, some toy reviews, and then some supplemental Star Trek stuff that just wanders in every once in a while that I kind of try to post and keep up with. So thank you for all of your watching. I really appreciate you. And we will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. Go have some coffee. Maybe go find a place that serves chicharron and get some chicharron, because chicharron is amazing. Bye.